Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And today's show is sponsored by the Pilsner House and Beer Garden. Go visit our friends at 1422 Grand Street. Have those delicious ribs. Have that delicious, iconic pretzel. Definitely have that delicious Pilsner House original beer and have an absolutely great time. And the person to my right is always giving us delicious suggestions on restaurants, and we're so glad to have her back in studio, and that is our Places Insider, Megan Ixim of @Miss Giggles. Great to see you.
So nice to see you again, Peter.
Oh my God, I'm super excited about this segment because a few weeks ago we spoke about the Big Easy, and I love saying easy. Now we're talking about a restaurant in the Big Apple, a little closer to us than New Orleans is, and we're talking about a ramen spot. And you made fun of me before the segment because you like, have you ever had ramen? And I'm like, yeah, I love ramen. Why?
Honestly, when I think of you as a picky eater.
You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong about that. But who doesn't love ramen on a nice cold, and the weather is turning here, folks.
Yes, as we can see.
As you can see. I mean, she's wearing her jacket in studio. We got to pay the heating bills, apparently. What better than a nice dish of ramen?
A nice bowl of ramen.
Bowl of ramen on a cold, cold day.
I don't think there really is anything better. And, ramen to me is one of the best meals that you can possibly have because it has so much in just a simple bowl. It just hits all of those flavor spots. You have that umami bomb, you have the noodles, you have this delicious broth, you have some veg in there, maybe some protein. I'm like, what more could you possibly want?
Exactly. And now we're talking about Ivan Ramen, which is located at 35 Clinton Street in the beautiful city of New York City, as I mentioned earlier. And why did New York City probably has the most ramen restaurants, probably the best tasting ramen, probably outside of Japan.
Yes.
Why would you pick Ivan Ramen to talk about today?
I mean, it was something that I actually sat with because I am a huge ramen fan. To put it bluntly, I actually have a ramen tattoo.
What?
And I traveled to Japan about 3 years ago just to check out the ramen museum.
Oh my God. And we joke about New York that there's all these pop-up museums every 5 seconds. You wonder if they kind of took that from Japan and had a ramen pop-up museum.
Maybe, but I mean, this ramen museum was pretty legitimate. It was kind of like the Disney World of ramen.
We like to start the show by saying everything you need to know. Apparently, you have to visit the museum to find out everything you need to know about ramen. So, Ivan Ramen, what's so special about Ivan Ramen?
Yeah, I think the thing that makes Ivan Ramen so special is that it actually was created by a Jewish American who was not a ramen chef at the time, who moved to Japan, fell in love with ramen, and actually opened a ramen shop in Tokyo.
No way.
Yes. And not only opened a ramen shop in Tokyo, but actually was successful, which says a lot.
That does say a lot because, as you can see, Megan is talking about his restaurant instead of probably other ramen restaurants that are actually owned by Japanese owners, right? Or wrong. So menu-wise, I'm assuming it's as straightforward as it comes, right? Just ramen.
I mean, no, absolutely not. One of my favorite things about Ivan Ramen is that the ramen is excellent, but so are the other dishes.
Okay.
They really uphold like that quality standard. And one of my favorite dishes, probably ever, which sounds like so weird because it sounds so simple, is this daikon XO dish, which is, if anyone doesn't know, daikon is radishes.
No way.
Yes, and it is one of my favorite things of all time because it has this delicious XO sauce, which is like this chili sauce with bits of oyster, bits of shrimp, and it just is like this incredible flavor bomb in your mouth. And that's radishes. So if you're getting me excited about radishes,
that's certainly something you don't get too excited about, right?
Yeah, I think most people, but for me, I'm like, oh yeah, we got to go. We got to get the daikon.
Incredible. And backtracking a little, let's actually talk about the ambiance of Ivan Ramen. Is it, is your typical Japanese style restaurant?
Yes, I would definitely say that is your typical, cute but no frills ramen spot. I mean, the decor is like cut up comic books. There is a chef's table where you can see people creating the ramen, and it's just like fast paced. You're there for the food. You're there for like the hustle and bustle. And that's really it. And I appreciate that about a ramen spot because I don't want a pretentious ramen spot.
No, I mean, you want to warm the heart with your bowl of ramen on a cold day.
Yes, and you want to slurp. You want to be able to make a mess. Like, I don't want to be worrying about like being proper while I'm like, slipping some noodles.
But I'm talking. Like, my mother has smacked me many times in the past for doing this, but picking up the bowl and drinking the liquid out of the bowl at a restaurant. Can you do that at Ivan Ramen?
I mean, I would think so. And, I come from a Taiwanese step family. And to us, like, we always carry the bowl because that's how you don't make a mess. And you actually use your chopsticks kind of as like a spoon. So you put them together close to your mouth and you scoop and you're allowed to make noises because that actually shows that you love the food and you love the meal.
Boom. There you go, Mom. I'm going to be slurping my soup at every restaurant.
It's okay.
Exactly. Is there a full bar here?
Yes, there is.
So did you have a little sake?
Yeah. So I actually love this yuzu lemonade that they create. And then you get a little bit of soju. Are you familiar with soju?
I am not.
Okay. So it's like a Korean style liqueur. It's like a better vodka. So it doesn't have the burn of vodka, which makes it very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Yeah, because if you don't feel like going down,
if you don't feel like going
you're going to keep drinking it,
Exactly.
What I mean?
But I'm a huge fan of yuzu. So they have like this fresh yuzu lemonade, a couple of other cocktails, but they also, it's like, keep it very simple. Like, I think they have like a cherry Coke on the menu.
Amen, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So now, would you say that Ivan Ramen, obviously you have to head into the city, which is not that far.
It's not that bad, yes.
But would you say that it's certainly a good place? Like, do you have to set up another activity in New York? Because we're a New Jersey show.
Yes. Yes.
Or is it just a destination? Let's just go to Ivan Ramen tonight in the city.
I think for me, especially because I love ramen and I love a good bowl of ramen, it is a destination.
Nice.
But that area that it's located in has so many incredible things that it is great to do a lunch there, then go get some bubble tea next door. There's like a cat cafe across the street. So, even if you're like, okay, I'm going to get some ramen, and then you make a day of it.
Make a day or a night or even overnight. I'm sure there's hotels.
I'd hope so.
There's plenty of people that sleep on the streets. No, I shouldn't say
that.
That was a diss. That was a diss. I'm so sorry. I love New York City. So Megan, I guess if there was a ramen restaurant in the Hudson County area that you can kind of I know I'm kind of throwing curveballs at you.
Oh, I have some feelings.
Yeah. Okay. That you can kind of compare. And I say kind of because if we're obviously talking about a ramen joint in New York City, then that's where you really need to go in Ivan Ramen.
Yeah.
But if there's a place in Hudson County, Jersey City, Hoboken area that can kind of compare to it, what would you say?
I mean, that's a tough question because I think the whole point of me saying Ivan Ramen is because it's so ahead of anything that you can get right here in Jersey City or Hudson County. And that's why it's worth going out to the city. However, I mean, I've been going to Ani Ramen in Montclair for 6 years. And then when it opened in Jersey City, I was really excited. And they have some fun ramen dishes. But I also really, really like miso ramen for traditional ramen. And I feel like it's really underrated.
All right.
And they have some great pork.
All right.
Yeah.
Go get the swine, apparently.
Oh, yes, please.
Well, Megan Ixim, our Places Insider of at Miss Giggles, you're going to want to visit Ivan Ramen on Clinton Street in New York City. If Megan says you have to go, you just have to go. I mean, she's not been wrong ever since I've had her on.
Oh, thank you for the trust.
Absolutely. Always giving us delicious advice. I love it.
Thank you so much. And I'm so excited I'm here to share all of my favorite places with everyone.
And hopefully we'll see you soon.
Hopefully.
Absolutely. All right, folks, we will be right back. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Hudson River Care and Counseling. Hello, I'm Dr. Pam Pater-Ennis, the CEO and founder of Hudson River Care and Counseling with over 30 years of clinical social work experience and therapy. We are a progressive counseling and coaching practice with a diverse team that brings a holistic approach to clients. We offer support both in person and through digital platforms such as telehealth. Consider us a safe haven that you can trust with care for your mental health needs. Visit our website to set up a consultation today.
Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, Don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching The Pulse with Peter B, and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com. Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B, and back by popular demand. Well, you know, this was before he made his reappearance or his re-debut last week. It is our pizza expert, as I like to call him, our Pulse pizza expert, and that is Bobby Frazz. Bobby, great to see you again.
It's great to be back again.
Exactly. You want to follow him on Instagram at Bobby Frazz. Bobby, the last time you were on, which was only last week, we discussed how you miss Hoboken. You even
absolutely
gave us a little bit of breaking news and said that Hoboken still has better pizza than your new home of Middletown.
Hands down.
Hands down, he said. And not only because he's in Hoboken and a lot of the owners might be waiting for him outside, but that's a different story for a different time. But, you know, we here at The Pulse, and we do this a lot with our foodies, with Daria, Krista, and Megan, our Places Insiders, we love to talk about places outside of Hoboken. Because if we're going to make a day trip, besides going to Bobby's yard and him making pizza for us in his new oven, you know.
More than welcome.
Exactly. I appreciate that. We like to talk about, obviously, different restaurants. And we're going to talk about different pizza restaurants in Middletown's on the segment. Bobby, let's start with your first one that you like.
Perfect. And like I said, this is a return home for me. So I got to revisit a lot of childhood favorites. And my first one was Brothers in Red Bank. Started in 1957. It's got that classic atmosphere. This pizzeria was the place I went to after Little League, after soccer practice, after flag football. This was the family-friendly pizzeria that everybody showed up at in their uniform, still sweaty, still grass and mud everywhere. But you know what? They have
the stains are still on the booth.
Exactly. Exactly. But this place has a no thrills classic bar pie to this day. It has held up to the same standards. I went the other day and it knocked my socks off. It was just such a good pizza to go back and have. Again, just a plain classic bar pie, super thin crust, cheese and sauce, but it's perfect. It's got that razor thin crust, which you just love. Nice light bite. I could probably eat about 2 or 3 pies right now. I'm starving. Just thinking about this place.
But that's, tell me, Brothers
in Red Bank.
Brothers in Red Bank, which is a hop, skip, and a jump away from Middletown. So, all right. So, and would you say that Brothers has a little bit of a traditional pie? Or?
Absolutely traditional. Okay. Yep.
Well, since 1957, right?
Yep, exactly.
I mean,
unchanged.
Yeah, over 50 years, close to 70 years, if my math is correct. So, let's talk about another place you might like.
So I'm going to do same style type of pie, Val's in Rumson. They are from 1940s, so a little bit older. They've recently renovated. The place is awesome. It's got a great tavern, outdoor seating, and they're known for a classic bar pie too, but I'm going to next level this with their lobster pizza. It is their staple pizza. Again, a classic thin crust, razor thin crust bar pie with lobster meat on top, and then you can kick it up a notch and do their spicy option. That's what I do. It's like a Fra Diavolo pizza with the lobster in there. Oh, it's to die for.
Oh my God. Those are like 2 of my favorite foods in the world, lobster and pizza.
It's amazing. An amazing combination, and the place is awesome. They have a great bar. They have a ton of awesome food as well. It's just like, it's got that classic style feel, but this pizza knocked my socks off.
Knocked his socks off. I mean, now, and you know, Bobby, you know what always goes well with lobster is the side of butter, obviously, right?
Oh, of course.
So do they drizzle the butter on?
You can get drizzled butter.
Oh, my God. Oh, sorry, I'm like, foaming at the mouth here. And remind me of Val's and
Val's Tavern in Rumson.
And it's probably an older place, I'm assuming?
Yes, but it's recently renovated. So it's like brand new.
Understood.
But yes, it's been there since 1947. So also an unchanged classic pizza from the Jersey Shore.
From the Jersey Shore, absolutely. All right, you're just on fire here, so keep going, please.
Another place that we loved and we stumbled upon, this place is not even a year old. It's called Strada, Strada.
Not to be confused with Autostrada, which is here in Hoboken.
Right, that's why I spelled it out. But this place is your Neapolitan-style pizza. They have a huge, massive wood-burning oven right in the middle of the restaurant. They have a cute little bar. It's a quaint little spot, so it reminds me of something that would be right here in town. Actually, Apulia is probably your closest restaurant that would be similar to, but they have awesome Neapolitan-style pizzas, really family-friendly type of place, and I loved their clam pie. So that's just your white pizza, your clam on top, the little lemon wedge. It's a perfect summer pizza. And this is a perfect summer spot because it's right at the tip of the Jersey Shore in the Atlantic Highlands.
Oh, my goodness. All right, we're just going to wrap up the food segment. So we're heading out to the Jersey Shore.
You guys want to get some pizza?
I mean, yeah, I was thinking about what am I going to eat tonight. It's 1,000% going to be pizza. Unfortunately, the Jersey Shore doesn't deliver to Hoboken, you know?
A little far.
Exactly. I think you have another spot, too, that you had in mind.
Yes, there's another spot also in Rumson, not that far from Val's, called Undici. And they have the largest Italian wine list in Monmouth County. So great wine selection. And they also do a awesome Neapolitan style pizza. And of course, I went with the spicy pizza. I went with the Diavola. It was awesome. It has the huge hot super sot right on it with that Mike's Hot Honey drizzle. You know, I'm a sucker for that. So it is delicious. But their Italian fare is awesome. And they also own Biravino in Red Bank.
Oh,
And that's a little bit more of your casual style Italian dining. Same amazing pizza.
same amazing pizzas. Now, now what I'm going to ask you to do is, because we do have some time left here, is I'm going to ask you to compare each of the restaurants you just gave me to spots in Hoboken.
Okay.
Okay. A little bit of a challenge, right?
That
I can
is.
tell you the last one, I'll start it out for you. It seems very, very similar to that pie at Alessio's.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. So I would say that one is, at Undici is probably similar to Alessio's. Like I said, Strata is very familiar to Apulia.
That's right. You did say that.
Val's and Brothers are very similar. It's that classic style. So I'm trying to think who's got a really good classic style pizza here that I would sum it up with.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, I would probably have to go with someone like a Torna, like that classic small bar pie. The bar pie, not the Sicilian,
Right.
but
Get the extra sauce.
Get the extra sauce, right? But like one of those classic style pizzas in town where you know it's going to be good every time, no matter what, and it's simple and easy.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
This is why he's a pizza expert. I mean, he could just do this off the top of his head. I mean,
There's one more spot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please, we have plenty of time.
I just want to shout him out because the place is amazing. Nicholas Barrow and Roost.
Wow.
It's also in Red Bank, actually on the border of Middletown and Red Bank. But he had this pizza called the Roman, where he used a Parmesan cream sauce, which I haven't had on any pizza before, that absolutely melted my world. I mean, the absolutely was delicious. I'm drooling just thinking about it, but the Parmesan cream sauce was next level. So
And
that was
is
really
it a relatively new spot or?
So he used to be Nicholas, which was like a white tablecloth restaurant. And then in the last couple of years, he refreshed the place and made it like an American style bistro. So they're known for burgers and steaks and cool appetizers. It's got an amazing bar atmosphere, really cool whiskey type style bar. But then he's upgraded his pizzas too. And the pizzas are awesome. And the Roman is something else. So
something else. I mean, we're just going to have to do a Pulse Takes Over Monmouth County episode.
come on down.
Again, I mean, Greg thought when he did the Pizza Fest with us, which we spoke about in the last episode, that the blisters on his feet was bad. Imagine doing a pizza tour of all the areas. I believe all these pizza spots are miles away from each other.
Taking quite a bit of time.
Yeah. You know what? And we're not even doing it in a car. We're going to be walking it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we got to burn off all of this good pizza.
Might be a couple days.
Exactly. Bobby, really quickly, because we still have a few seconds left here. There's such an influence down in the Jersey Shore of people that were originally from North Jersey.
Right.
I mean, and would you say that, certainly the great pizza cuisine that we have in North Jersey has kind of trickled all the way down?
Absolutely. I would say a lot of people have came down from Staten Island, New York City, North Jersey, and that's why the Italian food, the pizzas, they are awesome. I'm not knocking it at all by saying Hoboken's the best pizza. I think the pizza's great, but it's because it's influenced from up here for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going much more south than that too. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I've heard people that are telling me that they're getting great pizza in like South Carolina.
Oh yeah, I haven't done down there.
Yeah,
I haven't done there, but I'll say
Maybe
LBI, even Cape May.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Oh yeah, well, I've had pizza in Cape May. It's absolutely excellent. And then there's nothing like just like a nice solid Jersey Shore boardwalk slice as well. Too.
Of course.
Absolutely. Well, Bobby Frazz of @BobbyFrazz, you definitely want to visit him. He's still posting videos. What new creation is he going to come up with next on his oven? You're just going to have to go to his Instagram page and find out. We hope to see you soon.
I hope to be back soon.
Exactly. And it's so great seeing you.
It's good to see you guys too.
Absolutely. Now go get all that pizza here in Hoboken.
I'm on my way out now.
I love it. Thanks again, buddy. Really,
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. All right, folks. We will be right back. Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Files Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there. Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B. Peter Biancamano, back in the host chair and back at the awesome Pilsner House and Beer Garden, located at 1422 Grand Street, with my favorite spiked seltzer, and that is neatly spiked. Get to your liquor stores at 250 locations in the beautiful state of New Jersey, and a person who's just going to give us a wealth of knowledge regarding the WWE is the person to my right, and that is our pro wrestling insider, Rob Tonnesen. Rob, it's funny because Josh is not here, and he never gives us a wealth of knowledge. Do you agree?
The less said about Josh's, the space between Josh's ears, the better.
Exactly. I love it. The cracks just keep getting better and better, Rob. Okay, the last time you were on, we spoke about the good, the bad, and the ugly of All Elite Wrestling.
We did.
By the way, did you enjoy the show of Full Gear back in November?
Full Gear was fantastic. And the wonderful thing that AEW does when you purchase tickets for a pay-per-view is they give you a 2-night option.
Gotcha.
So you purchase, same seat for Friday at Rampage and then Saturday night at Full
That's
Gear.
fantastic. So. Absolutely. All right, let's talk about the WWE.
Yes.
The biggest promotion, the biggest pro wrestling promotion still to this day. I actually read a stat, Rob, the other day that they are now worth, I think, another $500 million this year. I mean, amazing. I mean, I want to start with the ugly. And can we start with Vincent Kennedy McMahon, please?
Which part of Vince do you want? which part of Vince do you want to talk about?
I don't know. He's apparently dating a woman who's like 40 years younger than him, right?
Yeah, that picture.
Exactly.
That picture that popped up on the internet. Doesn't it look like that was filmed on a 1998 episode?
Exactly. How about you start with what you want to start with in terms of Vince McMahon?
Okay, so the WWE has been insane as far as the McMahon family in general. You have Shane getting fired in January.
That was so long ago, I almost forgot.
Let's not forget Triple H almost died back in February with his heart condition.
Oh, that's right.
That's what forced him to retire, which led to the scene at WrestleMania. Then you have Vince's whole retirement and then forced out of the company with his whole sexual allegations, his whole hush funds and everything like that. Then you have Stephanie taking over for a little bit. Now you have Triple H taking over. The McMahon family has been all over the place in 2022 that you always talk about the cracks, or is there ever going to be a company that's going to overtake Vince? And that's been
took the question out of my mind.
That's been your go-to. But the thing is that this almost took Vince down.
Wow.
And this is probably the closest that Vince or the wrestling business has come to crumbling since, I would say, the Chris Benoit murder.
I mean, he was almost like Teflon.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he would just bounce off of everything.
Yeah.
And you're right. I mean, I think that's he survived, but barely, let's just say.
Yes.
And it was time. How old is he now?
75, I believe.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, 75 years old. All right, would you say that that's the bad and the ugly? Or do you have anything else to add in those categories?
I would say the whole Sasha Banks Naomi situation.
Was crazy.
And it's still going on. It is still going on. The fact that we are, towards the end of the year, and this happened back in I would say before Memorial Day.
Wow.
And you have Sasha and Naomi no longer being anywhere in WWE. You have Sasha Banks on social media now using her real name. You have Sasha Banks promoting that she's in season 3 of the Mandalorian, and there is no mention on her social media accounts that she ever worked for WWE.
Wow. Unbelievable. Okay, and what's the good? They're still the premier. Like I said, they probably gained another $500 million in their profile, in their bank, let's just say. They must be doing something right.
Well, it helps when you go to Saudi Arabia twice a year. Mm-hmm. It helps when you go to Saudi Arabia twice a year and deal with that propaganda. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But what else?
Really, really good has been, and this is one of my critiques, but it actually turned out to be a positive. I say the celebrity involvement.
Cool.
You have Johnny Knoxville destroyed it at WrestleMania. That was one of the, I would say Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn was probably my favorite match of 2022 throughout every single promotion.
And it's amazing because Rob was on the show previously over the summer when it was a lot warmer outside, and we were at the pier, and we spoke about the celebrity aspect, and Logan Paul has made strides, correct?
Yes, even Logan Paul just wrestling at ironically enough, Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. Jinx, you owe me a neatly spiked.
We have a whole case for you, buddy.
Okay, I'll take that with me. But Logan Paul wrestling my good cousin Roman Reigns, and really having a great match. Even though towards the end he tore his ACL, MCL, and meniscus.
Wow.
Yes.
Is that a true story?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was just a story.
Oh, no. He tried the cursed move of the buckshot lariat, and everybody that's not named Hangman Adam Page, when you try the buckshot lariat, something horrible happens to you in the very near future.
All right, so the rise of the celebrity wrestlers is
And
certainly
even Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee, yeah,
and now Pat McAfee is being a man that is walking between the worlds, because now he's doing College Game Day for, I believe, ESPN.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. Top 3 matches in the WWE this year.
As I've said before, Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn, WrestleMania 38, Night 2. Just such a fun match. If you are a fan of Jackass in general, and honestly,
I get called it. I don't know if I'm so much of a fan.
Well, I mean, there are cameras rolling, so I'd say something, but your Greg would have to do a serious edit.
It's Jim now. Jim is our editor. He's our wonderful editor at home. So.
Oh, I apologize. Sorry, Jim.
Exactly.
So anyway, like I said, Sami Zayn, Johnny Knoxville, WrestleMania 38, Night 2. If you are a fan of the Jackass movies and Johnny Knoxville's ridiculous humor in general, that was so much fun to watch. And Sami Zayn really should be the MVP of 2022.
Wow.
Everything he's been doing. And my friends and I would always say, Sami should go to Japan. Sami should go to AEW. Sami should go to this. Sami made the right decision by staying.
Interesting.
Second favorite match, I would say the Street Profits versus my other cousins, the Usos from Money in the Bank. That was fun.
Apparently, Rob has Samoan in him.
Well, I mean, there is that picture of me and Rikishi from Comic-Con.
There is. Now we're gonna have to put it on screen. So he's giving you more work. First, he didn't even he mistaken you, and now he's giving you more work.
Listen, I'm sorry. You have new people every time I show up.
Oh, stop.
Greg's the only constant. And so anyway,
Josh. Different story, right?
Exactly. But anyway, so Street Profits versus the Usos. The Usos have really brought back tag team wrestling to a point where you remember as a kid loving tag teams like the Legion of Doom, the Bushwhackers, the Head Shrinkers, the Brain Busters, and I can go on and on and on, the Heart Foundation. And now we're getting back to good old days of tag team wrestling.
I love it.
So you have the Street Profits and the Usos, a little bit of a dusty finish, but still a good match nevertheless. And finally, the third match, because if there is one thing I love, it's big meaty men bumping meat. So Gunther versus Sheamus from WWE Clash at the Castle. That's
great. Anything to look forward to WWE wise in 2023?
More Saturday pay-per-views.
Okay.
It looks like the run of them are going to be majority Saturdays. WrestleMania at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, and then in the future, WrestleMania 40 is going to be in Philadelphia. So you got that to look forward to in 2024.
We do. We might be live on scene over there.
Don't threaten me with a good time, sir.
I absolutely love it. All right, Rob Tonnesen, our Pro Wrestling Insider. And by the way, folks, you can come over to the Beer Garden, the Pilsner House here at 1422 Grand Street, and they usually broadcast all of the pay-per-views. Why wouldn't you want to come here with a neatly spiked seltzer? And maybe Rob will show up and you could tell him how wrong he is with all his predictions.
Listen.
Well, sorry, time is out. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Hey, happy holidays. Yes.
Exactly. Appreciate it to you and the family.
My pleasure.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Join us next week for The Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.